I know you've been in this scenario as a beat maker. You get a spark of creativity, or you haven't made music in a while. So you feel like I finna make a beat right now. Then you sit down and blank. Your fingers can't move across the keys. Your fingers don't know how to type in notes all of a sudden. And you're staring at a blank screen, not coming up with something creative. So now you feel even more defeated. Well, I got a solution that may help solve this problem. You should start thinking about making themed albums. It's a great day to be alive. Now, when I talk about making a theme album, I'm mostly relating to sync licensing, but you can do the same thing with your beats. If you're sending them to artists, you probably have a theme already anyway if you got a particular artist, but this will help you get around that writer's block and actually help you get more opportunities. Let's look at an example. Right now, I'm on the website Extreme Music, and just a little hint, this is a music production library, so guess what? You'll probably be able to submit your music. But I'm not going to give you everything. You're going to have to do some homework. I'm just letting you know this is a music production library, so you might be able to submit music. Now, let's move on. So if we take a look right here at what they have of their new music selection. So you can see by the different titles that there obviously are themes. You got Forest Volumes 2, you got Supernatural, Soul Pop, Cade, All Okay, Devil and Me, The Synchrononious, Hall Doro Tones. So just from looking at the pictures, what you think these are going to be about? Let's take the forest one. Probably going to be maybe some earth sounds, some clashing of trees, some leaves blowing. Now, why I say create theme albums? Because it gives you a focus. So when you're pitching your music, you have more opportunities to get a placement. Let's say you make a batch of 30 beats. Now, this is how I used to make beats, where one day I'll be inspired by Timbo, I'll make a Timbo style beat. The next day I'll be inspired by Neptunes, I'll make a Neptune style beat. But let's say you have those 30 beats and someone approaches you and they have a basketball game that they need music for. Now you have a batch of 30 beats, but they only like 2. They like all your music because it sounds good, but only 2 fits with what they do. Now you stuck. But if you would have started with a themed album, you would have been ahead of the game. Here is my other company. So I also do fitness as well. Fitness and music just kind of go hand in hand. So I teach fitness and I make music. So as you can see, my site Stream Vybes is royalty-free music for fitness instructors and creators. So you can see I have different releases and I stay in the fitness niche because I've seen that there's not a lot of different types of music. They kind of do the same thing. So I want to bring a different edge to it. So as you can see, I already have releases and they theme albums. So even the first 2, Afro House, they're both Afro House, right? And they're for yoga. You don't really hear Afro House in yoga. Then I got a soca, I got hip hop and EDM and workout hype. I got a low flow. I even got Trap Lovers, which is for yoga, which is like R&B trap type of style. Got electro pop. So this is just a few examples of making a theme album. So this way you're looking for some Afro music, but you want to play in the yoga scene or just different African shows in general. Well, now I have a whole album that I can pitch to a supervisor. Like here, it's the same kind of moods. You can expect the same kind of tempos. So you might find a lot more that you're willing to use in the show versus if I just gave them one song. Another reason why you want to create theme albums is because there are certain things that just happen every year. Let me throw some out. Christmas, Halloween, New Year's, NBA playoffs, NFL playoffs. These things happen every year. So let's say after February, if you're in the US, the NFL Super Bowl ends in February. So you start in March making new music for the upcoming Super Bowl. There's 32 football teams. So let's say you work with a local artist and y'all make 32 songs. Each song is for a different NFL team. So now when that video game company with the basketball or football game comes back to you, you have a whole catalog. So not only can you use the songs with the vocals, you have the instrumentals. So you, in a sense, double the amount of music that you can pitch. And since it's made for a sports type theme, these songs can be used other places, especially if it's the instrumental. Now, when you're making the vocal, you might want to make it specific to the team, so that way you have a higher chance of being placed. Not saying you're going to be placed, but hey, you're making it for a specific team, so you have better chances. But look, man, that's too much game. I already gave you a production library. I already gave you some tips to make some music, man. I'm giving you too much. I'm playing, man. I'm playing. I love sharing this kind of stuff because at one point, I only thought the way to make money with my music was artist. I mean, I was stuck on that way. That's the only way I thought. And think about it. You grow up, you probably listen to TV, music, radio. You never think that they have music on there. You just hear the popular artists and you assume, oh, you have to work with artists to get to radio and TV. No. It's too much stuff out here to only use popular artists. Plus, popular artists cost money. That's why they come to people like me and you, because they can still pay us a decent amount, right? And have their show flow with music instead of paying for the big bucks and every cue they use is a major label artist. It wasn't until I got put on game that I understood that there was different ways to make money with my music. So that's why I'm passing it along, man. I love giving information to people, trying to help people, because I know some people like to gatekeep everything, and that's fine. Some people put it behind paywalls, and I may eventually do that with a course of some sort, because hey, if you getting value, you got to exchange it for something. That's what we do anyway. In any job, you exchange your time for money, whatever it is. But right now, I want to try to give you some free game to help you start, because I was put on the game way earlier. And if you still want to know more about licensing, check out this video where I had one track get 30 TV show placements.